Experiential out of home is essentially forming a meaningful connection one-to-one with the consumer, doing something that is taking a traditional piece of outdoor advertising and kicking it up a notch or even going farther beyond that. Maybe that's hosting an event for a brand, maybe that's taking a bus shelter and completely retrofitting it, building it out, and creating more of an experience. When people are sitting there, they don't feel like they're just sitting in a bus shelter, but they're sitting on Mars, as we've done for a crypto brand that we've worked with before. So experiential out of home, there's so many different things, but I think the ability to really form that meaningful one-to-one connection with the consumer, allow them to actually immerse themselves in a brand and truly create that like one-to-one connection is what makes it so exciting. And I think it's starting to really show itself again as a larger part of the out-of-home ecosystem.
What's the state of out-of-home spending right now? Is there a growth surge? Is it stability? And if there is really strong growth, where is that growth coming from?
Out-of-home growth, 16 quarters of consecutive growth, so we're doing really well right now. It's exciting. Look, I think that the cliche phrase has been that out-of-home is having a moment, and I don't like that because I think that out-of-home isn't having a moment. I think that out-of-home is very much here. I think that a lot of brands are realizing the power in the channel. It's not just an awareness play, it's a growth play. It's measurable, it's data-driven. You can build plans based off of audience, based off of strategy. You can really be in front of who you want to reach. And it's not that expensive, it's lower CPMs. So I think when brands have started to realize that out-of-home is such a vast ecosystem that yes, it's digital, it's programmatic, it's painted walls, it's being in hotel rooms, it's being place-based, like they then realize that there's so many different ways to reach a given audience. And that's when they're like, okay, let's take some of our budget, let's take some of our marketing dollars and kick it up a little bit more. Let's invest in this channel. And then when you mix measurement into the whole thing and you're starting to prove out efficiency, like that's all you really need. So I'm excited. I think that out-of-home spend continues to increase, quarter over quarter, year over year, simply because more and more brand marketers are seeing the power in the channel and believing in it.
Given all those panoply of options for advertisers for out-of-home, digital obviously has been a real strong growth propellant in the space. What's driving that growth there, and how are brands leveraging digital, particularly the dynamic qualities that digital has for out-of-home?
Yeah, I mean, I think that brands kind of really fell in love with digital out-of-home coming out of the pandemic, when you needed to act a little bit quicker, when you need to be a little bit more flexible. And those two words, quick, flexible, are why so many brands love digital out-of-home. And then of course you throw in the dynamic nature, being able to tap into APIs, being able to do what we did with the brand Kalshi during the election, where we had real-time, results of who was leading in the presidential election and showing people actually trading on the election, whether it was Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. A perfect example of dynamic digital out-of-home, not just throwing an ad up on a digital screen and saying, hey, this looks cool, but really being able to showcase real-time results, real-time data, real-time statistics. And I think that brand marketers are getting very much excited by that. And then obviously on top of it all, the ability to go live instantly, the ability to buy off of audience, obviously all the benefits that programmatic offer. Digital out-of-home is an exciting part of what out-of-home has to offer.
In addition to a lot of the exciting stuff that you and Quan are doing, I've been hearing a lot of great things about New Tradition. I think you're friends with those guys. What's special about New Tradition?
First off, they're role models to me because I started Quan on the buy side and they did what they did on the sales side and have created this incredible company. So from an entrepreneurial standpoint, definite role models. But from a partner standpoint, which is very important, they have built out this incredible inventory roster that is just, it's exciting because you always have the big players in out-of-home and they're always going to be a part of your media plans. But when you're able to tap into independent partners who have such strong inventory and really, make them a larger part of your plan, that's when it gets exciting. And whether it is beautiful new screens in Las Vegas, whether it's an incredible suite of static inventory, including one of the largest digital screens in the country, in Los Angeles, whether it is literally making the Nashville market relevant, which is what they've done. They've built out and have taken over some of the best inventory in Nashville, and now it's a very strong out-of-home market. They have continued to make smart and strategic acquisitions, develop some really great assets, and it makes it very easy to add them to media plans because from a buying standpoint, they have what I love, which is exciting inventory. And if a partner has that, it's a good thing. So yeah, they're doing really well, and we love working with them.
Looking around at Cannes, there's a lot of talk about technology advancements, and obviously we can never get away from the AI question. Given that out-of-home is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, form of mass advertising. What are the implications for AI and other tech advancements that you're seeing, that you're interested in here?
I think obviously AI is going to be the cliche answer for a lot of people as to what they're excited about and what they're learning more about this week. But I think as it relates to out of home, what's exciting to me is the way that it's going to allow us to really drill into audience briefs and really help understand, brand audiences. If we're looking at a core B2B business decision maker, with a certain household income who are, invested in certain things in their company, and we're able to understand, are they at these events? Are they at F1 Miami? Are they at South by Southwest? Where do they spend their winter months? It all of a sudden makes our out-of-home plans that much smarter. And then at the same time, the ability to ingest previous plans for a given brand and start to build out this playbook of, okay, this brand continuously shows up here and here, their audience shows up here and here, and let's build brand equity in these places year over year, or maybe we've seen success in one spot, let's plus it up a little bit because of that. So I'm not one of those like naysayers, old man yells at cloud, that AI is gonna change my job for the worse. I think it's really going to help make it better. I think that, out of home, like you said, oldest media format. So it's great to be able to, again, drill down to an audience even deeper. And that's my recurring theme as to why I do believe in the channel so much, is reaching audiences where they are, where they live, work, and play. And AI is going to help us do that.